Good morning. My name is Jennifer Town.
And I'm Darlene Rappel.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited because we are back. We have to apologize. We missed last week.
Yeah.
We always talk about starting the year right. However, things do happen and we missed the boat. So we are excited to be here because Grief Talk is where we share lessons learned through life and loss. If you're watching, please give us a thumbs up because today is a good day. What's the day today, darling?
It's the 19th of January.
The 19th. So we
18th. Oh, sorry. I'm a dad.
18. So we are still on track with January. And January, our theme is how to start the year right. And last week, the first week, we gave some nuggets. And today, I don't even want to take much time because I think another way to start the year right is to have a coach, to have a mentor, to have a support group, right? And today, I'm just excited because we have some high performance coach who are going to tell us. I have taken their program and I'm so excited to be part of it. So, Darlene, what do you have to say about high performance coach?
I'm excited to hear what the ladies have to say again about being. Sometimes when we hear high performance, we're like, oh, I'm not sure I want to do that. But again, high performance is being effective, and I'm looking forward to hearing how we can be effective, how we can start the year off right, and and just set some goals and be get going on the right track.
And I am excited. And Darlene, I'm going to step out so that I can be engaged in the background while you have a conversation with the ladies.
Okay.
Welcome, Ava and Dawn.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. So good to be with you, ladies.
This is amazing. We are just so honored to have high performance coaches with us today to start the year right. This is so amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today at Grief Talk. This is a place where we share lessons learned through life and loss. So, to start the year right, tell us, please. Tell us. We're just going to be whooped and we're going to just listen to you.
Oh, you're going to listen to us. Thank you for having us on, first of all. And okay, so I listened to you guys talk about your word of the year. And I thought that is so amazing that you guys choose a word of the year. And I think it is a habit that everybody should get into, to have a word of the year to embody and live into. And Dawn and I were just kind of talking this morning about what it is to really get habits into your life and to get goals into your life. And Dawn, you were kind of sharing how it's not so much about the doing so much.
It's when you think about a goal, we always go after that particular thing rather than thinking about who the person is who has the thing. So if you change your thought process about the getting the thing and just start looking at and defining what the type of person is who has that thing, that goal, that desire, that attribute or whatever that you're looking for.
So the way I see it is more about being versus doing, right? Choosing a being word, a beingness versus what you're going to do. And I feel like, Darlene, when you guys chose your words, that's essentially what you're doing. You're embodying who you want to be versus I'm just going to do this. So I thought that was amazing that you've chosen those words. And you were telling me yours was wholeness. I'm giving them a recap of what your word was.
Awesome.
And I don't know. Can you tell us, like, you chose the word wholeness for what reason, Darlene?
I think we're not sitting here very properly. I chose wholeness because my last year's word was peace and just being okay with how things are. Wholeness because I've really been learning that if I'm not whole in all areas of my life, then I'm not present. and not able to be that person who I want to be. And so when I have areas in my life that aren't whole, then that detracts from me being able to be present with people, to be able to be who I want to be. So wholeness is making sure that we're taking care of every area of our life, because we're a total being. We're a total person. And so if we have one area that's not as whole as the other, then it impacts every area.
Mhm. Yep, for sure.
I love that word. I know yesterday we were talking about, do we have a word? And I know that I'm still
do.
kind of struggling to get a word a little bit. What came up with our conversation was pause. When we were talking, to learn to pause in every situation before you react, before you speak, before you do anything. So, I'm trying on a few words right now. I don't fully have mine yet, but I love that you guys do that. And yeah, I think you're still working on your word as well,
I
correct?
haven't figured out my word yet. I don't know. I've kind of thought, I've kind of thought along the lines of clarity, but I need to get more specific. I need that's too broad. So yeah, I have to work on mine a little bit harder to figure out exactly where I am. But I also have a coach who helps me figure out.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, what's the process of figuring out a word?
So I think I have a coach, and she is a high performance coach. And through the sessions that I have taken, and I'm also a high performance coach, it is about gaining clarity about my word. For instance, that is a good example of who do I want to be? How do I want to live? How do I want to present myself to others? What do I want to embody in my life? And starting out with a word and clarity on that word then can lead into other areas of your life.
Yeah. And I loved that you guys started with a word, that we're talking about that. And, we've tossed around the term high performance coaches, and maybe we need to clarify that a little bit, because I know, Darlene, when I said, how do you feel when I say high performance coach? And what was your response to that, Darlene?
I want to be effective, not doing more stuff.
Yes. And so I think that's exactly, we've had that discussion where, the minute somebody hears high performance, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm already feeling overwhelmed. I'm already feeling like I'm not on track. You're telling me I need to perform even more. And we kind of wanted to define what high performance coaching is, and take maybe that stigma out of it, because it is so much more than the doing. What it really, really is teaching you your beingness. And so some of the topics even that I would say that come out of it, or what high performance habits are.
Consider just trying to get to a level of living your life a little bit higher than you are right now. So it's just extending your desire, because we all want to be more, have more, and do more. That's an innate thing about humans. And so because of that, we're always trying to strive and achieve and accumulate or growth, personal growth, just a little bit more than what we are right now. And that in itself is high performance. You've moved yourself a notch up, a level up. You're just leveling up a little bit more than you were yesterday.
And maybe becoming a little bit more effective, right? Because sometimes we all have habits, whether they're good or not, right? We live a life of habits. The sum total of who we are is the habits that we do on a daily basis, right? So I think having a coach for me is looking at the habits that are those habits serving you, or can you start implementing new habits to actually get you to where you want to be? And a lot of it is not so much about the doing. It is very much about, I loved your explanation of this morning. Can you share that? If I wanted to become if I wanted straight A's, you know,
So if you, most of the time we usually get an idea of, oh, so and so they went and did this, or you see a influencer, or someone who has made an impression on you, and you decide that you want something that they have. So lots of times we look at, okay, well they have this and they have that and this and this other thing. And so then we base our, idea of the goal that we need to go get on that thing. We're looking at that thing. And we decide, well, if I just get that thing, then I'm gonna have it. But the part about having a coach is it's going to help you figure out that it's not about the thing. It's about becoming the person who has the thing. It's about becoming the person that then allows you to achieve that desire, that thing that you originally thought. And as you go through that process of becoming that person, which I think is what the coaching is about, is becoming the person by creating habits that you can implement into small steps into your life to move you into the position where you realize, oh, I'm different. I've become something different. Things have changed within me and my person. And we'll talk about some of those things that we look at as you get coached, that you change. You change, then and you become the person that will ultimately either get that, or that may change. Now the goal actually might change.
in the becoming.
Yes.
Which is, yes. So when you, instead of weight is always an easy one to go to. I think people use that as an example a lot. Instead of, I want to release 30 pounds. How about you become someone who is fit and healthy and makes healthy choices? And I think that is the difference a little bit about the coaching that we do, in that it really, really addresses, your underlying beingness to become that person to reach those goals.
Yeah.
And so then I hope that kind of takes that sting out of that, word high performance a little bit, because we all desire to be our best. And that's how I would see it, to be the best version of ourselves. And sometimes we need a little help getting there. Like I always think of Olympic athletes, man, they absolutely could not perform the way they do without multiple coaches. People that are experts at in their field, helping them become the best of who they are. And that's what I see coaching as. Just, I may not be an Olympic athlete, and I'm sure a lot of those coaches are not Olympic athletes, but they know that one area of expertise to help someone get to their fullest potential. And that's, how I see it. Because I always see Olympic athletes as the highest performers. And how many coaches do they have?
Tons, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a team of people.
A team of people around them helping them to succeed. So, even if you want to get to one, to the next level in just one area of life. And I think that's what we really do. We assess, we initially do an assessment that takes 7 different areas of your life, and you rate yourself on it, and you choose which one you want to focus on and work on. And not saying that you can't improve in all of them, yet it's really focusing in on that one step that you want to improve that's going to get you. I think that it just helps all those other areas come along as well.
Yeah, and I think it is definitely a personal growth tool. I think it allows a person to gain clarity and self-awareness. I think because of that, it will lead into improving relationships.
Yes.
And I think it increases a person's perspective on their well-being. I think it can create abundance.
Yes.
It helps you maintain focus and motivation and drive for what you're trying to go toward. So it's just that it's that connection to keeping you on a path of increase.
Yes.
Whatever area you choose that to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I love how you help with habits, because I know habits are those things that are ingrained, and even just finding that key habit. And I think that's what you're talking about, your coaching. If you can find one key habit to work on, and then that impacts the rest of your other habits.
Absolutely.
And having a coach helps you see that, right? We can be by ourselves and try to figure everything out.
Yes.
But when you have somebody who can look into your life from a different perspective and ask you good questions, and get self-awareness, right, is some of the keys to coaching. That's what I found in my life. And I hear you guys talking about that too, is having just that person alongside you to come and, again, we don't want to do things alone. Even when we talk about grief, when we talk about community, we need community. We need somebody else in our life that helps us and see. And that's what I see the value of your high performance coaching, or that your coaching, is that you can come alongside people and you can help them see. It's not you telling them what to do, it's helping them see and get an awareness.
Absolutely. Awareness is so huge. It really is. And Darlene, I'm sure you've had coaches or mentors in your life. And what have been the benefits of you having someone speak into your life?
The benefit, again, is self-awareness. Seeing things from a different perspective has been huge in my life, whether it's been a mentor, whether it's been a counselor, or a coach. Just having someone else, because we're so focused on how we've seen things, and we need that extra perspective. So perspective, and then just that person to encourage you, that person to tell you, you know what, you're on the right track. You're somebody who can look at you and see. I know we were talking about being versus doing. Someone that can see you for who you are, not just for what. We get so judged on what we do, right? And performance is everything. So when you can have that coach who can pull out those things about who you are, I think that's been most helpful in my life.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think and it definitely is like just, as a coach, we kind of sit outside of your picture frame. So what, our perspective on maybe what's going on, or, we may be able to see areas in your life that you aren't seeing that. And it is the difference in perspective, because we're not, it's not our life. We need that person that sits on the outside skirt or the outside of the frame to actually be able to say, here, okay, I see this area. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to ask you questions, and I'm going to let you find your way, because it's about the client. It's about their needs. It's about how they see their life. It's not about, how I may see it. I'm going to take you wherever you want to go. It's about where you need to go and what you want out of your life. I'm just going to see areas that maybe you don't see, because I'm sitting outside of that frame.
And that's the key, because we're in denial. If I'm having an issue, I don't want to go there, right? I don't want to see that thing about me that maybe I need to change. I want to say, oh, it's something else. And so I think one of the things about coaching is if you have somebody you trust, you're in a safe place,
Yeah.
you can go where you don't usually go with other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a good, we all have blind spots, right? And if we knew our blind spots, we wouldn't need a coach. And that's, I really see the coach as that, blind spot checker, right? They can bring things out like, so you were saying we're outside of your picture frame and we can look in. That's been so helpful. Miss Jennifer is back. Tell me, you have had coaching. What has been the benefit of coaching for you?
I have to say, I've had coaching with Ava, and she's here with us. Yay! I'm so excited. I have to say, having that accountability.
Yes.
So we'll do a session and we'll talk about it, and you brought things out that I hadn't seen. Right, and maybe you guys talked about that, but that was huge. And just that awareness, I believe awareness is key to a lot of things in life. And so I feel like, and I think coaching brings awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we can be in our own box, doing our own thing, as I like what Don was saying. It's not about the thing. I always thought about it's the thing, but the coach comes along and said, no, it's not about the thing. It's the person you are becoming. So that's awareness right there. Like that was huge for me.
Yeah.
So thanks for coaching me.
I loved it. It was so good. And some of the topics that we kind of went through with coaching, I'm going to refresh you. And I'm curious which one was most impactful to you. So, yeah. Okay. Already. Which one was it?
Oh, yeah. You have a coach like Ava and Don, you'll never forget. It's a life changer. So the biggest one for me was being courageous. And, most times we think being courageous is standing in front of 1,000 people or doing a podcast. But no, mine was geared into having a courageous conversation.
Yes.
Most times we avoid those conversations because either there's hurt, there's pain, name it, the list is long.
Yes.
However, through coaching and us creating that awareness that I can have courageous conversations, life-changing. And I'm sure I've got some family, friends out there who now they look at me as like, whoa, how could she say that? But that's the courageous conversation. Because when you have a courageous conversation, you start walking light, right?
Yes.
Because most times we carry things because we are afraid of having that conversation. It's tough conversation, especially what we just went through COVID. You're not sure if you should be saying that, but when you're being authentic and have that courageous conversation by being you, it is very free.
Yes. I think, a word that comes up too is you start living congruently, right?
Yes.
With who you are, who you want to be, with who you're presenting on the outside. And sometimes, right? I mean, we do life with people, and having courageous conversations, it feels like, oh my, it might implode my world. Right. And so I think it's amazing that you took that lesson on courage and translated it to having courage.
Uh-oh. Technical. 1 second. Just one.
I think it's
just conversation. Oh no.
Sorry, Ava. Can you hear us?
Yes. Okay. We can.
Okay, you're back. I think it's the internet. You're freezing.
Hello?
There we go. Let's have a courageous conversation about the internet.
About the internet.
You froze a little bit.
Oh, I bet we had the best face on too when we wrote it. Don't you love them? That we're like,
Okay, sorry about that. We left where you were talking about about me taking the topic of courage. That's where
and
we
just like
we
living
crossed.
congruently.
Yeah.
I think we kind of talked about that, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was so that was just one
Topic.
one topic, and there's 12.
Oh, wow.
It's a 12, it would be a 12-week program. So there's 12 topics. So it is quite, it is quite a lot. It can be a lot to go through, but it cannot be a lot either. It all depends on how much you want to take on. It all depends on what the client wants to do. And we know with habits that lots of times we want to take it all on. We want to take everything. We're going to go for the big one, right? And we're going to change our life but then life happens. Things get in the way. And then the first thing that goes is that new habit, that new thing, like meal prepping, for example, or going to the gym, or journaling, or meditating, or right. It's all of a sudden it's gone because life got in the way. Something changed in our world, and that's the first thing to go is the new thing. So when we look at the 12 sessions and the habits that we're trying to bring into your life, or bring in an awareness of different habits, of different ways of personal growth, like looking at how your life is, sometimes just taking a small step, sometimes just going, what can I do for 2 minutes? What can I do for 5 minutes today?
Yes.
So if we were talking about clarity, and we might give you a worksheet on clarity, you have the whole week to look at the worksheet that will lead you back to the conversation that we had. Well, just work on it for 2 minutes a day. It doesn't have to consume the rest of your week, because you have life. Life is present, life is here, and it's continuous. So take 2 minutes in your day and answer one question on the worksheet, and then try and live it. Try and live whatever that is. So if you're trying to walk 10,000 steps a day, maybe you need to start with putting on your running shoes for 2 minutes. Put the running shoes on for 2 minutes and sit at the door. Like, if that's all you can do, that's better than what you did yesterday, which then leads into moving your life to the next level. And we talked about, the connection of just increase and what that means for high performance, right? It's not the athlete. It's not I need to reach the top of the mountain right now. How do you get to the top of the mountain? It's one step at a time. It's just one step at a time.
I like that. And that's the great advice for the start of the year. Because at the start of the year, we think, oh, I'm going to do all this.
Yes.
When maybe we need to be saying, maybe, yes, this is my goal. This is who I want to be. So this is the one step I need to take.
What is just one thing I can do that's a little bit differently, or a little bit different today than what I did yesterday? You might have the ultimate goal, but let's just start implementing it to make it a habit, right?
And that's the thing, going through the 12 sessions that we offer in the program, it will take you through those areas. It will take you, and like I said, it's up to you. You can take one small step, or you take on whatever you can take on to make those changes, to try and implement them into your daily life.
That's awesome. So how do we get in contact with you? How do people connect with you if they would like to do some coaching?
So easiest way is probably our emails, right?
Yeah.
Our individual emails. And both of them are our names. So mine is Ava Bartsch. So it's avabartsch@gmail.com.
Okay.
And Dawn's is her name, Dawn Lebenstein. So DAWN laubenstein@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Did you get that?
Do you want to make
No.
You know what? We'll text and we'll share on our
Yeah.
page and on our we'll
Website,
share.
yeah.
We'll share on our website. I love this so much because the start of the year, we're starting the year right. We've got 12 topics. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So we could even do one topic every month.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
We had talked about that. And if anybody is interested, we would absolutely, we'd be interested in doing a monthly get together and just kind of mastermind it. The thought right now is the last Monday of every month. And again, you could just, if you can get a hold of us in our email and just say, hey, I'm interested in joining your peer group. That is also something that we would love to offer. And so it'd be Monday evenings, the last Monday of every month.
Awesome.
I love that so much. And again, it's this 12 topics. It's the start of the year. We start the year right with our amazing coaches. And then we have topics every month, one topic every month. Like, I'm just even envisioning by the end of the year, having these 12 topics. Like, look, it's like I love the image of holding each other's hand, okay? Where we are all together. Because life, you cannot do it alone.
It's
right?
true.
Right? Like we hold each other. So thank you, Dawn and Ava, for offering this to our group. We've got friends in our group, and we talk about lessons learned through life and loss. And I believe having a coach to start the year right is the way to do it. And now we even have a bonus where you're inviting us to be with you every last Monday of every month to explore the topics. So do you want to just name the topics just to see, so that if someone out there is interested and they can know what they're coming into, just a headline?
Sure. So the 12 topics that we cover, I'll do maybe the first 6 and you go the last 6. How about that? So we start with focal points, and that is, really those 7 areas, and trying to narrow down what you want to focus on. The second is clarity, getting more clarity on that area. Energy, courage, productivity, and influence. And the other ones are?
So the other ones kind of go a little bit deeper into the top 6. So psychology, physiology, your body, productivity, mastery. So we're just going a little bit deeper into those first 6: persuasion, presence, and then purpose.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. All those 12 topics is what I need right now in my life. To start this year right, I feel like everything is just, and I truly believe when we master these topics is what brings aliveness in our lives.
Yes.
Right? Because what we all crave as human beings, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're from or what, it doesn't matter. We all want to feel aliveness. Yeah. Where, and I learned that from Brandon Burchard, where he says, whether you have 10 million in your account or $2 in your account, you want to wake up with aliveness. And how do you wake up with aliveness? Is learning those things: productivity, influence, clarity. Yes. Oh my goodness. So my friends out there who are watching, our friends in our group, we don't want to miss this opportunity to start the year right with Ava and Dawn, where we'll dig deep so that we can all feel aliveness when we wake up. Because what is life? Life is aliveness.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited. So we are honored. Thank you for giving us that bonus. We're going to share your contacts, and please let us know the Monday. We're going to invite our friends. We're just going to have a big party, hold hands, and let's do this year right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.